All right, guys, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. No face cam on this video. I do apologize, but I will be back to normal on Friday if I do drop a video, or Monday, whenever the next video is. But we're going to be looking at SPY, AMC, GME. You already know the deal. This video is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. Basically, what we're going to be looking at is Max Payne. I'm also going to look at BYND as well in the meme stock section. Let's go ahead and hop right in. So AMC got a pop to the upside, retesting at 282, then pulled back to the downside. We were supposed to get a green day today, but they were able to drop us down using a mass amount of short shares. They shorted on AMC and GME today. Also dark pooling heavily as well. At time of recording right now, they have 3.3 million short shares for AMC at 0.5% cost to borrow, and at time of recording right now for GME, they have 1.7 million at 0.45% cost to borrow. So again, not as many as they had. I do think they were expecting this rally, and that's why they used those short shares to knock it down. But in some good news, AMC made a gap fill to the upside while it was up there. So we do have this gap fill to the upside that will be getting filled, will be getting hunted by the algos. And it looks like AMC is on track for that bottoming process and pushing to the upside. GME got a decent move today. I told you guys that bullish divergence is going to be happening and playing out. I told you guys that bullish momentum has been building. You guys can see the RSI clearly trending up, price clearly trending down. This is divergence. This means price is going to correct to the upside in a big way, and we are starting to see that now. GameStop has multiple gap fills to the upside, which I do think are going to get filled, not this week, but next week. Most likely, we're going to start filling some of these gaps. Some of them start around like $23.99 and then go as high as $27.11 and $28.38. We also have gap fills all the way up at $29.65 as well. Multiple gap fills to the upside for GME, and it's on track with my prediction for rallying up like I said it would, then coming down pretty low, bottoming out, and then correcting back to the upside. Most likely going to break over this 28.30 previous high as it continues this overall uptrend that it is in. Again, making higher lows and higher highs is an uptrend. I believe we're making a higher low right now, and we're going to be pushing up for a higher high here very, very soon. So I am very, very happy for what I'm seeing for the meme stocks. We do want to be aware of Max Payne. Max Payne tomorrow for AMC is $3. Remember, Friday is when they like to try to get those Max Payne targets. Do I think AMC is going to go straight to $3? No, but I wouldn't be surprised if AMC did have a bullish Friday and ran to the upside a little bit. Also, GameStop Max Payne is $23.50. Probably why we saw this move to the upside as well. They're going to be trying to push it down. I don't think they're going to be able to, but you never know. Friday is the most manipulated day, but GameStop looks like it's set up for a decent pop to the upside, especially if it does stay above 2350. Remember, 2350 is the major support and resistance level that I was looking at to confirm that if GME is bottoming, it will stay above that level. And if it stays above this level, then you're going to see a decent pop to the upside. So there's an indication here that could potentially start here as Friday if we are able to hold 2350. Now, if we don't hold it tomorrow, I do think next week we will be breaking back above it. They're going to try to manipulate us slightly down underneath that Max Payne level. They don't want 2350 calls in the money, so market makers price targets will be about 2349, 2348. So do be aware that that will be the market makers price target. If we're able to stay above the 2350 level, that means that we beat the market makers and we're in really good shape for next week. So this is what we're looking at for the meme stocks. Again, short, sweet, and to the point. There is a full Ryan Cohen interview out right now, so you guys can check that out. If you guys haven't seen that, it's on my live stream, and I have a whole video on my channel as well. But that's pretty much it as far as news is concerned. Adam Aaron did make some tweets, but it's nothing really that I really think that's that important to put out there. But you guys can be aware of this, that there will be some special broadcasting going on, and they're giving away some things here as well. But I don't really have any other comments on this as of well. So this is what we're looking at for the meme stocks. And let's go ahead and go into BYND, just show you guys the Max Payne for that, and also a little bit of technical. So Max Payne for BYND is $3, so do be aware of that. Again, they'll try to get it slightly under. It is up here in after hours. If it's able to hold $3, that could be a sign that it is recovering. It shows that it is potentially bottoming. Bollinger Band's getting tight and MACD starting to go green. So if it's able to hold $3, you could see a pop back up to like 425. And if it's able to break and hold 425, that's a sign that it is indeed bottoming and going to move back to the upside. Now, that doesn't mean it's automatically going to go past this 885, but it does mean it could go back up to like $5, $6 if it is able to break and hold 425. Now, do be aware there are two gap fills to the downside. One is underneath $1 and one is slightly underneath $2, around 190 to about 150. So be aware of that. If it rejects from $3, you are going to come down and fill those gaps, and most likely that this move is done if you do come down and fill those gaps. If it's able to hold $3, which it looks like it's doing, it looks like it's building a floor here, you're going to see a pop back to the upside towards 425, $5. So this thing isn't done just yet. Bollinger Band's getting tight, looking like it's going to make another move to the upside, in my personal opinion. So this is what we're looking at for BYND. I think it is most likely going to hold $3, maybe even potentially tomorrow, and then push to the upside. But if it doesn't, if they try to manipulate it down because of Max Payne pushing it under $3 to like 299, 298, don't be worried about that, as I do think it could hold on Monday. But again, Friday, they're going to be trying to push it down towards that Max Payne target. They don't want the $3 calls in the money, so they're going to try to push it slightly underneath. But it looks like this is also going to have a bullish Friday as well. So this is what we're looking at for BYND, AMC, and GME. Let's go ahead and move into SPY in the overall market and show you guys what's going on there. Then we will go into cryptocurrency. So SPY is back inside of the bear flag, which is what I expected. I'm expecting SPY to push up a little bit more tomorrow, and then most likely next week we will be breaking down out of this bear flag. Now, I will give you guys the full prediction on the weekly outlook and prediction, but next week looks like it could be slightly bearish. I'll give you guys more details on that when it comes. Government shutdown is still in play. It's taking longer than expected, so this could start to lead to uncertainty here in the overall market. We also have these gap fills to the downside on SPY, multiple gap fills to the downside on SPY, and there's no more gap fills to the upside. So there's a very good indication that we will be breaking down here soon, as well as RSI is starting to get extremely frothy here on the bigger time frames. You guys can see weekly MACD curling down, weekly RSI at 67. Anything over 70 is overbought, and overbought territory is when you want to be worried. And monthly RSI is extremely overbought. So this is more of an indication that we are potentially nearing a local top or a top in general, and then we are going to pull back. A lot of people are starting to talk about the AI bubble and everything going on with that. So there is a potentiality that that could be coming to fruition. I do think we are in a bubble. The question is, how long will the bubble last, and when will the chickens come home to roost? I think we're going to see a decent correction down based off everything I'm looking at with this bear flag. We also didn't get the Trump tariffs figured out yet, so we could still see some uncertainty from that. But I think tomorrow will probably push up towards like 673, 75, and then most likely start to move down heading into next week. So maybe bullishness in the beginning half of the day, and then bearishness in the later half of the day here on Friday. But I am expecting a move to the upside based off what I'm seeing here on SPY. Towards that key level of 673.75. So this is what we're looking at for SPY in the overall market. Let's go ahead and go into crypto and show you guys what's going on there, and then we will wrap up this video. So again, if you guys are not aware, Trump has pardoned CZ, which is the CEO of Binance. So this is a breaking crypto news. This actually just happened just a few hours ago. So just be aware of that. That is some breaking crypto news. Now let's go ahead and move into BTC, show you guys what's going on with the charts. Again, Bitcoin looking good now because we are above the key level of 109,500. If we're able to maintain this, we could start inching our way out of the water, but I need to see Bitcoin above 115,700 to ensure that, yes, indeed, we are bottoming and we're going to see a move up. Coins like Ethereum look like they're potentially preparing for the next leg up in this overall bull run that we've seen in these upper end coins like XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin. We've seen these hit new all-time highs recently, and I think that XRP and Ethereum could make another new all-time high, and BTC as well. Notice that when Ethereum kind of makes all-time highs, XRP moves with it as well. XRP and Ethereum do kind of move together, if you guys haven't noticed that. Now, XRP has a huge amount of sell orders. It looks like they're trying to basically control this thing, basically so they can accumulate before the next leg up. In my personal opinion, that's what it is looking like. If you look at XRP, man, you guys can see that there's just a huge swath of sell orders here. And then they have buy orders right here. Anything under $2.50 is an absolute steal, in my personal opinion, for XRP. You want to see it get back above $2.50, but it looks like they're trying to keep it underneath it so they can accumulate before this move back to the upside. It doesn't look like it's over for XRP. It looks like we could come back up towards these all-time high periods, but we need to get back above $2.50, and then the next major level would be $3. If XRP is able to get back above and hold $3 at this point, then you would see XRP most likely head back towards all-time highs, because if we break above $3 at this point, we're breaking above this overall downtrend that we've been in, and that shows that we're most likely going to recover, and similar to Ethereum, push up for a new all-time high. Coins like Cardano ADA got hit hard during the crash, so we really need to see these recover. But with Cardano ADA being knocked down like this and not being anywhere near its all-time highs, it has a lot of upside reward and not that much downside risk. So this does look like a decent setup for a good macro position, in my personal opinion. Now, we did kind of break down from my prediction here. We were supposed to push up. We got that crash. So I do want to see Cardano ADA get back above like 70, 75 cents to confirm that it is indeed bottoming. But in order to all of these things to happen for crypto to basically bottom, you're going to need to see Bitcoin push up. Again, Bitcoin dominance is still extremely high. It looks like the crypto fear and greed index was another good buy signal, because we were in extreme fear yesterday. And if you were buying during that extreme fear, you are actually now up today. So again, when you see extreme fear, that's normally a buy signal, not financial advice. And when you see extreme greed, especially in the higher ends, that's normally a sign to either take profits or potentially sell your position, depending on if you're holding for the long term or not. So this is pretty much everything we're looking at crypto. Again, the fear and greed giving us another good buy signal. Last time we saw extreme fear was when that big correction happened to the downside. Each time we go into extreme fear, it looks like we pop out of that and get a movement to the upside. This is looking good so far, but right now, we're looking still kind of bearish. We're consolidating sideways. We're not crashing, but we're not out of the woods yet for a potential another leg down. But it looks like we're going to be recovering and pushing back to the upside. But in order to confirm this 100%, I need to see Bitcoin back above 115,700 key level and holding that. If we do, then that's going to be extremely bullish for yet another leg to the upside in the crypto bull run and Bitcoin bull run, which will take all coins with it. This was your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you made it this far, thank you. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you want to support the channel for absolutely free. We do have a Discord, which is $100 for a lifetime invite. If you guys want to get in that, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5, linked in the comment section description below. We also have a merch store as well. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can. It is linked in the description below. All proceeds go to help the channel, and we do live streams as well each and every day. If you want to support the channel in a different way, you could drop a super chat on the live streams. But if you don't want to do any of that, just do that good YouTuber stuff like sharing, liking, and subscribe. And as always, y'all, I appreciate each and every one of you, especially if you're hearing this message right now, watching all the way to the end of the video. And make sure you do this most of all. Make sure you have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam.